We all know Tupac's story. Tupac Shakur, also known as Tupac, was a groundbreaking American rapper, actor, and activist. Born in New York City in 1971, he moved to California, where he became a key figure in the West Coast hip-hop scene. Tupac's music addressed social issues, inequality, and life in inner-city America, resonating with millions for its raw honesty. Known for his poetic lyrics and powerful delivery, he released iconic albums like All Eyes on Me and Me Against the World. Tupac also had a promising film career, starring in movies such as Juice and Poetic Justice. He became infamous for his public feuds, particularly with East Coast rapper Notorious B.I.G., which fueled the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was tragically shot in Las Vegas and passed away 6 days later at the age of 25. His death remains shrouded in mystery, but his influence on music, culture, and activism continues to resonate around the world. If Tupac Shakur had survived the Las Vegas shooting on September 7, 1996, it would have marked a major turning point in his life, giving him the chance to shift his trajectory away from the violence and turmoil that had been defining him. Here's a detailed year-by-year look at what his life might have looked like if he had survived.
Just looking back at the world from another level, you know what I mean?
Tupac would have spent the remainder of 1996 recovering from his injuries. During this period, he would have reflected on his tumultuous lifestyle and begun considering changes, particularly in regard to his association with Death Row Records. At 26, Tupac would make moves to leave Death Row Records, a challenging process that would have required careful negotiations. He likely would have leaned on the support of his mother, Afeni Shakur, to navigate the complexities of the transition. Tupac would have started laying the groundwork for Makaveli Records, aiming to establish his own label where he had full creative control. His relationship with Kidada Jones would have deepened, providing him with much-needed stability. He would have started producing new music independently, free from the creative limitations of Death Row. Tupac would have released his first post-Death Row album, possibly titled Makaveli Rebirth. This album would have focused on themes of growth, social consciousness, and resilience. He would have sought collaborations with artists like Lauryn Hill and Nas to craft a sound more reflective of his evolving state of mind. His acting career would have continued to thrive. Tupac would have taken on more diverse and complex roles, proving his talent in Hollywood. He would also begin exploring script writing, reflecting his desire to tell stories that Hollywood largely ignored. At 29, Tupac's focus would have shifted towards activism. He would have used his platform to speak out against the war on drugs, mass incarceration, and issues like police brutality. His music would reflect these themes, with an album that showcased his anger at the system while also offering hope and unity. Tupac might have released another politically charged album. At 30, his lyrics would be more focused, reflecting a mature and urgent plea for change. He would have worked closely with socially conscious artists, possibly collaborating with Erykah Badu or Public Enemy. Tupac, reflecting on the events of the past and the loss of the Notorious B.I.G., would have sought reconciliation with those from the East Coast. He would publicly address the feud and express regret over the fallout, aiming to bridge the gap in the hip-hop community. He would also reach out to people like Sean Diddy Combs to ensure that the wounds between the East Coast and West Coast factions began to heal. At 31, Tupac's outlook would have matured significantly, and he would have recognized the value of unity over division in hip-hop. Tupac would start focusing on nurturing young talent through Makaveli Records. At 32, he would be more interested in providing a platform for young artists, particularly those from underprivileged communities. He would have taken on a mentor role, guiding young rappers and helping them avoid the mistakes he made. By age 33, Tupac would have become a mentor figure in hip-hop. He would have started releasing fewer solo projects, instead working as a producer and executive within his label, focusing on providing opportunities for others. Tupac would continue to work in film, directing his first movie at 34. His work would have focused on social issues within the Black community, aiming to bring about change through storytelling. Tupac's political involvement would have grown. At 35, he would begin aligning himself with grassroots political movements, advocating for education reform, economic equality, and social justice. Tupac would have released a book at age 36, an anthology of poems, reflections, and essays that provided an introspective look into his life, struggles, and growth as an artist and activist. At 37, Tupac would be an elder statesman in the hip-hop community. He would release an album reflecting on his journey and collaborate with newer artists like Kanye West and Lupe Fiasco, bridging the gap between generations of hip-hop. Tupac would have established a community arts center in Los Angeles at 38. This center would provide opportunities for underprivileged youth, combining his passion for the arts with his dedication to social change. At 39, Tupac would focus on reconciling with people from his past, bringing closure to old feuds. His maturity and philosophical outlook would have pushed him towards seeking peace, not just within himself, but within the hip-hop community as a whole. Tupac would fully embrace his role as a cultural icon at 40. He might have given interviews or even made a documentary reflecting on his near-death experience and the changes that ensued. His reflections would inspire countless others, especially those navigating struggles similar to his own. Over the next few years, Tupac would focus heavily on philanthropy. At 41, he would partner with various organizations to fight against mass incarceration and support individuals re-entering society after prison. By age 44, Tupac will be widely respected, not just as a musician, but also as a social activist. On the 20th anniversary of the Las Vegas shooting, 45-year-old Tupac would release a documentary about his life, exploring his journey of survival, growth, and redemption. It would serve as an honest look at his life, addressing both his successes and his flaws. During these years, Tupac would have transitioned into a living legend. By age 49, his influence would extend across music, activism, and film. He would have participated in cultural events, delivering performances and speeches about social justice and his experiences. At 50, Tupac would have become a figurehead of resilience and transformation, celebrated for his role in music, film, activism, and community engagement. He would be regarded as someone who made it through the trials of fame and violence and used his platform to create change. If Tupac Shakur had lived during the Trump presidency, 2017 to 2021, he would have been an outspoken critic of Trump's policies, particularly those impacting marginalized communities. Drawing from his Black Panther upbringing, Tupac would have used his platform to fight against racial inequality, police brutality, and restrictive immigration policies. His music would likely have reflected these times, filled with politically charged lyrics, condemning the administration while advocating for social justice, much like his earlier work that tackled systemic oppression. During movements like Black Lives Matter and events such as the George Floyd protests, Tupac would have been a vocal advocate, channeling his family's revolutionary spirit into modern activism. He would have aligned with artists and activists like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Colin Kaepernick, amplifying the fight against systemic racism. His radical stance would have put him at odds with pro-Trump media and conservative voices, but his resilience and dedication to justice, rooted in his Black Panther heritage, would have kept him undeterred. Throughout Trump's presidency, Tupac would have emerged as more than just an artist. He would have become a cultural leader and a symbol of resistance. His commitment to social justice, inspired by his Panther roots, would have given hope and guidance to many during an era of division, ultimately solidifying his role as an enduring figure of resilience and the pursuit of equality. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I just want to give a huge shout out to all of our new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Your support means the world to us, and we're so excited to have you join our journey. Whether you're here for the deep dives, the what-if scenarios, or just to enjoy the vibes, we're glad you're here. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that like button and ring the bell so you never miss out on what's coming next. We have so much more amazing content lined up, and we can't wait to share it with you all. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep shining. See you in the next one.